What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream, the weekly geekly.
Welcome to the after party.
Today, I'm joined by the usual suspects, Syberninja and OmegaWeltall.
What's up, everybody? How y'all
doing? Yeah, Sweet Tooth is out, but I mean, it just came out. There's no way I'd have time to watch it. Literally, I work this weekend, so it's out on Netflix though.
I didn't know it came out. Did it come out? When did it come out today? When did it come out?
Yesterday, yeah. I think is when it came out. So
I will watch it.
But I'm hearing good things about it.
Yeah,
so,
I guess I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I will watch it.
It is on my list, put it that way. But Jupiter's Legacy got canceled.
Yeah, which I'm
Did it really?
Yep, I'm not even bothering watching the rest of it. Like I don't care anymore.
Oh man, I was so
well. Here's the weird thing: they canceled it, but then they're doing a spinoff from Jupiter's Legacy as a show, supposedly.
That's weird.
So how are you going to spin off a show that got canceled? I mean,
Really. It probably took too long to get to the point because I'm like halfway through it and it still hasn't got to the point.
It does take too long. It is not even a slow burn. It's literally it's almost like time has stopped on that show. It's okay. Here's the thing: the actors are good.
Yes,
the writing is pretty good. The cinematography is pretty good. I think the costuming is pretty good. It's just too damn slow.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
People just lost interest.
I would rather have bad costumes and weird acting with a good pace than something that just drags on.
Yeah, because it goes from the present into the past and back to the president and the past. It's like, what's going on? And it just does not get to the point.
There was actually a person that said they were going to do like the supercut of the series where the first 4 episodes are all the past stuff.
Yeah, that would make so much
the future stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
instead
so
of the back and forth. So
yeah, the back and forth is killing me.
You know why I think they did it? There's two. Have you seen it at all, Cyber?
No, I was going to watch it. We're
not going to spoil the ending.
Because, like I said, we've been trying to watch the.
I haven't even seen the ending yet,
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to.
It was on my list,
but it jumps back and forth. Like it's like a prequel and then present day or whatever.
Well, I'll watch it now if it's canceled. There's no.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though. I think the reason why they did it that way is because the actors who are main actors had to be in a certain amount of episodes. They do this with network television too. So when you're on contract for a certain amount of episodes, then they have to put you in that, that many episodes. So they couldn't do like 4 or 5 episodes of just prequel stuff because it would have left out some of the actors from the present day stuff. So, it's not bad though. But people talk about people talk about how dark and slow like Zack Snyder stuff can be, which isn't a problem for me. But some people will say that it's a much darker, slower paced storytelling. I mean, look at Justice League was 4 hours, but Jupiter's Legacy takes it to another level. It is like, it's literally like slow. It's not bad. It's just, it's paced pretty badly. So I guess they've just decided they're going to go in a different direction. Keep in mind, they have access to the Kick-Ass world with this Miller World stuff. So I would have gone with that. You could have had like a really good TV series spinoff of like the Kick-Ass stuff. Like but they're doing something else. I'm not even sure what it's called, but it's a completely different thing or whatever. Sandman on Netflix, I think, is like the end of the year. I don't know for sure. Let me see. Sandman release date, because I have Google.
I have Google.
Yeah, it's still in production. So, yeah, it just says later in the year. All right. There we go. Super Crooks. That's it. I've never heard of it. Super Crooks must be a very this is what they're doing. This is the spinoff for the Miller World stuff, Super Crooks. So, no idea. But you know what we do have coming up this week? Loki. Loki releases this week.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to get our first episode. And so what we're going to do in today's stream is, of course, you guys can, in the chat, can ask questions about whatever you want, super chat, whatever you'd like.
Anything, chat. It's all open.
Yeah.
You just throw it out there.
Whatever you want.
Eric's already said he's answering every question that is put in the chat. We don't even get to talk.
Every question.
$5 for Canada.
AMA.
Will Loki be delayed later than June?
Yes.
It's Marvel. So no.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's already delayed.
It's already delayed. So Anyway, we have two articles we're going to go over. One of them is kind of a Loki info article with just a lot of information in it, and the other one is things that people are thinking they may see in the series. There's 10 of them. There's 5 that are like not going to happen and 5 that may happen. So at least they're not saying they're all going to happen, because I hate those articles where it's like everything is a definitive theory that's definitely happening, because we saw what happened with WandaVision. Not so much with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but WandaVision was just, I think every week we had some crazy theory that had popped up, multiple different theories that had popped up. So it's kind of funny. All right, let's look at this first article. Now, this is over from Sci-Fi Wire, and this is the first thing we want to talk about, and it's the info article with just general stuff when it comes to the Loki series. So, Loki, what you know about the Sly Marvel series ahead of its June 9th premiere on Disney Plus? And I've got some of the stuff highlighted here. So people were asking, how are you going to watch this? Is it coming out any other way? Is it going to be on another streaming service? And it says here it was going to premiere on Disney Plus on Friday, June 11th. The 6-episode series will actually drop its first episode earlier on Wednesday, June 9th. New episodes will arrive on the streaming platform every Wednesday after that. Past MCU TV episodes have usually dropped around 12 a.m. Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern. As always, you'll need a Disney Plus subscription to watch. So we did talk about this before, about the change in the day and everything. And have we arrived at a different conclusion on why they're doing this, why they're doing it on Wednesdays? Because they say think of Wednesdays as the new Fridays for them. So I think this is like a permanent thing with Marvel shows going forward. Do you think it's because they don't want to compete with the movies this year? Because a lot of movies are going to be coming out this year.
I think that's exactly what's going on. They don't want to compete with the movies.
That's what I think too. I mean, I know people said that like it was something to do with mythology in terms of the date, but I mean,
some people were saying that too.
But the thing is, like, to change the whole series for that one date, I don't see that. And unless it has, no, I don't see it. If it is, that's cool. If they came out and said that is, I didn't read that anywhere. But I honestly think it's because they just don't want to compete with themselves in the theaters. It makes sense to me, business wise.
I think that's right.
Yeah, because I mean, starting in July, it's pretty much big movie after big movie for the rest of the year. Like, because so many movies got backed up from 2020, and the ones that they held on to through 2020 are now finally coming out.
Right. It just makes sense.
So it does. It makes a lot of sense to me. So there you go. That's how you're going to watch it.
It just sucks for us because, we don't review this until Sunday. So that's like so many days for us to sit back and relax and not say anything. So it's tough. Like when I'm streaming and then people are like, so what'd you think about such and such? And I'm like, wait till Sunday. It's that has nothing to do with
I have to move the after party starting next year. So because the shows will be airing on Wednesdays, which means if I do my after party, it'll be actually the before party because it'll be before shows. Yeah.
Pre-game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have to move that. So who knows? We have to shuffle things around a little bit.
Yeah, instead of calling the after party, it's called the pregame.
The pregame, that would be the pre-show, and the after party. That'd be great.
Would you like to see Loki get his magical abilities in comic book costume like Wanda got hers? Why not?
Yeah,
sure.
I want to see a lot more growth. I said that Loki, while being a super interesting character in the MCU, after the first Avengers movie, like everything else we saw him for the growth wasn't really, it was just emotional growth. You know what I mean? Like I want to see his powers grow.
Oh,
like,
he faked like death. He faked
like
death.
He got, it was the same tricks over and over. And I love the actor and I love the character. I just wanted to see more. And I'm hoping this show will give it to us.
Let's see. Introverted Unicorn says the preview party.
Yeah. The
PP,
baby.
The PP, oh god.
Who doesn't like PP?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all say never mind. Hey, y'all talking about me saying crazy stuff.
Pleasant Park in Fortnite. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't get into that.
I'm talking about.
Oh, no, that's not what we're talking about. Oh, God. All right. Let's talk about the setting. One of the questions that people have had is the setting, or like, when does this take place? Where does this take place? And it says, it's kind of hard to give Loki a proper setting. To be fair, it takes place outside of the normal time stream and therefore doesn't exist on any recognizable plane of existence, right? I mean, you guys get that, right? It's the Time Variance Authority is like it's a bubble outside of the normal timeline. So there is no real, I mean, it could be from the future, it could be from the past. There's no way.
It's what somebody was like, I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I can't remember where this was, what show this was, but like time wise, they were literally everywhere.
Was it Dr. Manhattan?
I could have been Dr. Manhattan, but pretty much like they're
because Dr. Manhattan doesn't see
yeah.
He exists throughout all of time, so he doesn't really see the future. He just exists
and it could be that. I'm trying to remember. I don't know why I'm thinking Fringe. I know Fringe all happens
at the same time. Yeah,
Dr. Manhattan is so cool. God, I love that character.
Hot Topic yesterday, guys, had the time variants shirts there. I was gonna get one, but
you should have.
I didn't.
You should have,
but they had it.
Yeah. It's the new hotness. You have to get it. It says here's what we know, though. The story picks up just as the 2012 version of Loki, the version that nearly conquered Manhattan with the Chitauri army backed by Thanos, steals the Space Stone in Avengers Endgame. This seriously messes with the fabric of time-space continuum, and the sneaky trickster is forcibly hired by the Time Variance Authority, the Adjustment Bureau-esque agency tasked with repairing broken timelines. So that's really what has me excited here, because this isn't even the Loki that we know. I mean, it is, but he's not. This is the Loki that never had the redemption arc that we got in the MCU. So he did the invasion, he tried to conquer Earth, and then he was captured, and then he got the Space Stone, and then he was gone. Yeah. So any thoughts on this at all? I mean, because I think this is going to be interesting because it is our Loki, but it's not our Loki. So
yeah, I again, now it's weird because the growth we're getting now is not a continuation of the growth we already saw. Yeah, it's all new.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a new character, kind of, sort of, not really, but it's weird.
It's just some of the things he does, just remember not to compare it to the one that we know, because that's not him. So if he makes decisions where people are going to be like, that's so out of character.
Because it's not the same character.
It's not the same one. So they literally had free reign with this story. I mean, this story wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for Tom.
Right.
So I'm super excited to see where they go with this. I'm pretty sure that character would have just gone away if it wasn't for his fantastic acting and being such a fan favorite. I mean, in Thor, obviously, they're too connected. Yeah. But I mean, like in other things, I don't think he would have been.
What about you, Omega? Do you like Loki as a character? Do you think this is interesting enough to hold a full series or what?
Like I said before, I was never that interested in it at first because, I mean, Loki, it was a fun character in the movies. In the comics, I didn't care for him. I didn't care about him at all. But since I found out that this is like a time variant and he's going through different timelines and stuff, and then they're bringing in the Living Tribunal into this, possibly, maybe, sort of, that's when I got interested. Because I'd love just like what if an alternate.
It takes it to that cosmic level that everybody loves so much. I mean, who doesn't love Cosmic Marvel? It's one of the most fun things about Marvel. Okay, goes down here. Who is who? Once at the TVA, Loki meets his handler, a mustachioed bureaucrat named Mobius, played by Owen Wilson. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Who knows all about this new charge? And we would be remiss if we didn't mention the TVA's peppy mascot, a talking clock known as Miss Minutes. Now, in this poster here, you can see Miss Minutes, which is like a hologram cartoon, sort of. To the left side.
They're actually going with that. Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, that's the actual design of it.
That's funny.
So let me say this. I feel like the Time Variance Authority gives me steampunk. Like it looks almost like a futuristic steampunk with the colors and the classic the silhouettes and everything.
The whole Art Deco noir type feel.
Doesn't this remind you a little bit of that, or am I seeing
something like BioShock? It kind of reminds me a lot of BioShock.
I can see that. I'm fine with that.
I think it's a pretty cool aesthetic. We don't have anything like this in the MCU, so I think it's interesting they're going in this direction. Remember how WandaVision felt so weird, but Falcon and Winter Soldier felt familiar? Yeah. I think we're gonna go back into the weird territory with Loki. I
think this is gonna be bonkers. Yeah, honestly. Yeah,
I'm all for it.
But I said the same thing about MODOK, and it is bonkers, just not in a good way.
MODOK, you can tell it was part of that whole canceled Hulu Marvel franchise, like with Hellstrom and the Ghost Rider series. Which, by the way, I still am upset we didn't get a Ghost Rider series.
So
even one season, I would have loved to have a Ghost Rider series.
I think that version of Ghost Rider. I know that Omega did not watch it,
right?
But that version of Ghost Rider would. Yeah, I'm not even kidding when I say this. He would have destroyed almost, if not every villain that's been in the MCU. The dude was just. He was OP. He was overpowered.
There's one key thing to Ghost Rider. This is completely disconnected from Loki, but I'll talk about this. There's one key thing about Ghost Rider.
AMA.
So if Ghost Rider wants to do something, he's going to do it. That's the thing, is you're not going to stop him. He's like a force of nature. And so, you know, one of the things, spoiler alert, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that I absolutely loved is when they were talking about how those units were designed to withhold the Incredible Hulk. And he was like, "Nah, I'm getting out of this." Who wouldn't want to see Ghost Rider fight like the Hulk or fight Thor or something like that? That would have been really cool. I mean, so it's kind of a shame that we did not get the Reyes Ghost Rider.
Yeah, and
which,
I don't.
by the
That's,
way,
that's the one that I would want.
Perfect casting for that character too. He did an amazing job.
Fantastic, fantastic.
That was when I knew Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't playing. When they brought in Ghost Rider and they made it work with a car that had flames, I was like, they're not playing around. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's when it started going in that next level, you know, stuff.
I just felt like after that season of Agents, and I know this isn't Loki, but after the season with the framework and everything, I think after that the show just unfortunately like jumped the shark. Yeah, it just kind of went downhill from there. Yeah,
the last 2 seasons. You will not be disappointed. You're getting into the good stuff. Okay?
Oh my god!
When season 3 and 4 and 5 hit, that's
so good. Ooh. Literally, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Agents is really good.
Yeah. Like, is it just about Loki? I'm not complaining, just curious. The content of the stream is about Loki because we're preparing for the series coming out. Like, that's a weird question, Jamie. I'm just gonna say that's kind of strange. I mean, this is the brand new show that's coming out, so of course we're gonna dedicate the stream to the show. But yeah, you can talk about whatever you want. You can ask whatever you want. But yeah, the stream content is about Loki. What is there is there something else big that came out that we should be dedicating the stream to? I don't think so.
I'm on the Weekly Geekly this week. Why are you guys not promoting this?
We didn't get a Spider-Man trailer, which by the way was supposed to come out this week.
Yeah. I've heard a little bit more about that though, where like people have been talking about it. It's nothing more than just what we've been assuming, but other than, you know, Willem Dafoe, which we talked about last week. But I really want a trailer for this, and I hope in the trailer, I want them to just go ahead and spoil it in the trailer. Is that too much to ask?
This is a weird
thing. Way we don't have to theorize. We know what's coming.
Anthony, I hope the whole series doesn't exist to give Loki a new costume. That's what happened with Wanda and Sam. Is that your takeaway from the 2 shows where they were just new costumes? Wanda's literal life changed in the show. Like literally,
Wanda's growth throughout.
We got introduced to Monica Rambeau's grown-up character in that show. We got introduced to the kids that are going to come back in Doctor Strange. We got the Quicksilver that was a fake out.
And Vision's back.
Right. So it wasn't just to give Wanda a new costume. It literally gave her new powers, honestly. And
she showed you how strong she really is. Yeah. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of like finished the story of Winter Soldier. And,
we literally got a new Captain America.
And we had the new Captain America at the end of Endgame, but we see why he's Captain America now. And you wouldn't have got that in the films. I do think that Falcon and Winter Soldier could have been stretched out over just a film and still been successful. I don't think WandaVision could have been.
We're also setting up the whole U.S. agent character.
Right.
Absolutely.
That whole team. We got
the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts, whatever direction they're going to go. So I don't think that's a correct statement, Anthony. I mean, if that's what your takeaway was, that's fine. But I think there was a lot more stuff that happened in those shows. So, all right. So let's keep moving down the article here. What to expect story-wise? Well, like we said earlier, you can't expect anything. As the ever-changing Loki title treatment suggests, the main character is always plotting and shifting allegiances. His lust for power, especially in the 2012 timeline, is insatiable and to take out anyone who gets in his way. Again, just reminding everybody that this is the 2012 Loki, literally right after the first Avenger movie. So if I would say there's very little, so this is kind of interesting. There's very little homework you have to do for this Loki. You can watch the first Thor and the first Avengers. And the first Avengers.
I mean, but honestly, I don't think you even have to do that because, again, this character is not that character. Those events that happened still weren't that Loki.
Right.
Yeah, you could eventually go in this completely blind and still
be good. It doesn't matter because it's not that Loki. He may reference what happened to him in the past.
I'm not even sure if this show, because he's saying about giving Loki a new costume, we may not even end up with this Loki at all at the end of the series. He may correct the problems with the timeline and that erases him completely.
Yeah.
So it might just be a 100% contained story. And the only thing we get out of this is the Time Variance Authority. Right? I mean, I feel like that would be great. Thomas says, I think Owen Wilson could end up being the best part. I mean, he makes almost just about every movie that he's in.
I really like Owen Wilson, but what I've learned with Owen Wilson, and there's a lot of actors like this, so this isn't a slight on Owen Wilson at all, but you know what you're getting with that character, and like any film they're that character. So
same with that's it, go ahead.
The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
any film he's in, he's The Rock. It doesn't
Jeff
matter.
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
No matter what movie he's in, you're going to get Jeff Goldblum.
If you like Owen Wilson, you're going to like his performance.
Yeah.
If you don't like Owen Wilson, you're not going to like his performance. He's not going to change your mind.
Would you say that people who write scripts for movies and TV shows, that when they're writing a character, they write the character with the intention to get a certain kind of
absolutely
actor?
I 100% believe
when
that.
you hire The Rock for something, you're writing that role thinking about The Rock.
For Dwayne Johnson,
But if you don't get him, you kind of shoehorn
you can shoehorn someone else in there,
and hopefully they can pull it off.
Like I can't remember what the name of the movie was, but it was back in like the early 2000s, and they wrote the role for what you call it? I can't think of his name now. Now I'm completely losing my story.
Yeah,
it's too funny.
Move on.
I was going to say, originally the Matrix was Neil's supposed to be the main character.
Will Smith.
Was he?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I did read about that.
Yeah, it was Will Smith. He turned it down for was it Wild Wild West?
Yep. Oh, he says he regrets.
It was Wild Wild West. Will Smith turned down the.
That's why. That's why Jada Pinkett was in the second one. He was like, "No, you during this movie."
Didn't that movie bomb?
You ain't messing this up like I did.
Wild Wild West was awful, dude.
No, I mean
it
financially.
It was a fun bad movie. Yeah, it was a fun bad movie.
So it doesn't matter how successful it was. It wasn't as successful as The Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah.
Okay, I got the comedian's name now. I couldn't remember his name. So they wrote a role for Jim Carrey back in early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not the comedian I was forgetting. The one I'm thinking of is a different one. But it ended up going to Dane Cook. You guys know who Dane Cook is?
Yeah, I don't like
Dane unfortunately.
Okay, so Dane Cook took over a role that was intended for Jim Carrey, and it was a tragedy. The movie ended up bombing.
Oh,
it was
I thought you were talking about something else.
No, it was him and Dennis Rodman together in a movie.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't even know.
Hold on, let me look at the name
I vaguely remember this.
Simon Says. It was actually,
I never saw that.
It came out
forgot about that movie.
It came out in 1999. It came out in 1999, and his partner in the movie was supposed to be Jim Carrey, because that was back when Jim Carrey was like super popular.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim Carrey turned it down, and it went to Dane Cook instead. And he tried to do a Jim Carrey type character, and it just,
oh my god,
yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Okay, let's go on. There's very little self-awareness at this point, Hiddleston told Empire for the magazine's June 2021 issue. I want to preserve the freshness of the show for when it emerges, but something to think about is the show's logo, which seems to refresh and restore. The font of how Loki is spelled out seems to keep changing shape. Loki is the quintessential shapeshifter. His mercurial nature is that you never know whether across the MCU he's a hero, a villain, or an anti-hero. I think the shape-shifting logo might give you an idea that Loki, the show, its identity is about integrating the desperate fragments of the many selves that can be, and perhaps the many selves that we are. So that's kind of interesting. So he's basically saying that you never know
what's going on.
Loki's never going to give you the thing you're predicting. You know what I mean? Like he's going to do what Loki wants to do, and you never know what his reason for doing anything is. And that's kind of the exciting part about it. But also we're getting different versions of Loki in the show. So we're getting like variations of Loki. We're getting gender bent version of Loki. We're getting a younger Loki. We're getting a lot of different versions of this character.
I have a feeling, I'm going just completely off the top of my head here, this might be something like Aeon Flux. Like each episode would kind of like his own contained story. Then he dies.
I believe that. That's probably accurate. Possibly. Where it's all contained, but there's a grand scheme at the end.
Yeah, it's like an overarching storyline, but like at the end of every episode, he dies or something.
Yeah. Naruto with a $5 super chat. Benedict Cumberbatch is always an arrogant a-hole in movie.
Yeah,
roles.
That's true. I think he's actually really nice in real life, but he always plays like those erudite type characters.
I mean, I think that's why Doctor Strange was kind of perfect for him, right? Because the character was arrogant.
I think that there's a lot of actors and actresses out there that have very like large depth to what they can and can't do. But then there's actors that you don't want them to do anything else, and sometimes they would like to do, like Jackie Chan, for instance, wanted to do romantic roles. No one wanted him in that role. Yeah. So
when you think Jackie Chan, you don't think romantic comedy,
right? So I mean, while some actors you're always getting that role, sometimes that's all people want them for.
You know what? And if you don't mind being typecast, then it's okay. But if you do, then you're like screwed. Some characters break out of that. I think Will Smith has broken out of that a little
Yes.
bit. He's done some movies that aren't just
he was kind of like
movies,
he was kind of like the the rambunctious teenager when he was younger, and now he's kind of like he plays pretty much anything.
right. We could spend a whole day talking about typecast actors. Of course, the trailers and clip has given us some clues. For example, we know the show pays homage to the 2016 Vote Loki storyline, in which the baddie runs for president. Another instance shows Loki jumping out of a plane, leading some fans to speculate he is the infamous DB Cooper. So basically, that's it for what we know from the trailer and everything. The important stuff going into this, but I think it's actually exciting that that you don't have to do a lot of homework for this one. This is the one show out of the three that we've had that doesn't really require you to know very much about it going into it. Of course, the more you know, the more exciting some of it's going to be. But I don't think it's going to be a bad show for somebody to just watch as like a one-off thing. Do you expect that this Living Tribunal Time Variance Authority is going to go further in the MCU, or do you think it's so connected to the series that we're just not going to see it anymore? What do you think?
I think if anything, it'll probably be something related to anything cosmic, like say maybe not the Marvels, probably not. But I think definitely the Guardians of the Galaxy, since they deal with mostly cosmic stuff. I don't know if anyone else is going to be dealing with mostly cosmic things, so it might be just in this and maybe one other movie. Actually, no, maybe it has something to do with the Multiverse of Madness, since that's dealing with multiversal stuff.
It's tough for me. I don't think they will. I mean, I don't think you get an actor like Owen Wilson for just this TV show and let it go, right? But I do think I hope that the next phase of MCU is done with time travel, and I just don't want to see any more of that. They ruined it with Endgame. And they obviously can't get it right. So just don't do it anymore. So I think leave it contained to Loki. And then if Loki happens to end up back in our timeline, fine. Otherwise, let this story play out. I don't know if I want them in other major films.
Welcome back, Quindolin. See, you're here. Good to see you. So do you think Loki will bring back the original hammer for Jane Foster, since Loki is worthy in the comics? I don't think so. I don't see any world where Loki can pick up the hammer. Well, in this particular time, it'd be really weird for him to become worthy with all the stuff he's done at this point. Maybe like the Loki that we knew in the timeline eventually, but not the one from 2012.
Yeah. That'd
be a little weird. Is it possible he gets there by the end of the series? Maybe that's possible. I'm not totally sure. So any other thoughts before we move into to our theory section? Anything else you guys want to talk about, or
not off that article?
All right. So we're going to move to the next article. The next article is from a website that I have a love-hate relationship with, which is Screen Rant.
Oh boy.
Screen Rant is this weird mix of like, we got this covered meets actual.
I'm about to say, why don't you get something for we got this covered?
No, I mean, like, but the good thing is Screen Rant, like, this is an editorial piece, obviously, where it's just an opinion piece or whatever.
But then most of their stuff is opinion,
right?
Pieces.
But the problem is sometimes they frame their opinion articles as factual. Because we got this covered purposely releases misleading stuff. Whereas I think with Screen Rant, they just confuse you with editorial versus actual news, which is really interesting. John Snow here with $2 super chat. I dubbed this next MCU saga as the Multiverse saga.
Please.
Well, I don't know, maybe possibly. So anyway, this is just an opinion piece, just so you guys know. It is Screen Rant. The title of the article is Loki, 5 best fan theories and 5 that likely won't happen. Now, this came out a couple months ago, so some of this may have already been debunked by now, but we're just going to read through these and see. This one says it likely won't happen. Loki has the time stone. Why would anybody even think this anyway?
Because they needed a number 10.
It says here, according to this theory, Loki escaped the events of Avengers Endgame in ancient times, so it also points the time stone was never destroyed by Thanos and that Loki traveled back to claim the stone. However, this completely overlooks the time variance authority role of the TV series. So, I mean, again, these are theories that are either grabbed from like Reddit or 4chan or places like that where they
literally typed it up themselves and said,
they just made some BS.
Yeah. This was kind of interesting. Loki will save the Avengers at various points in time. I would actually like if this happened. I don't know if this is gonna happen.
And if it does, it could be interesting.
It says here, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll say the way for the series to turn the alternate timeline Loki into a protagonist is be through his theory. According to this, the mysterious cloak figure from the trailers is looking to disrupt all the timelines in the multiverse, forcing the Time Variance Authority to task Loki and fixing time itself. To do this, Loki would need to revisit important moments in the MCU featuring the Avengers to save them without their knowledge. The idea is that everything that's happened so far will be undone by the villains unless Loki can stop it, thus making him a reluctant protagonist and the savior of the Avengers. Now, before you say anything, I just want to say that I think if they do this, it's going to be him never interacting with the Avengers. Like we'll see them in the background and stuff, but Loki would never actually interact with them.
Yeah, I just think that it would be a cool thing to do, but obviously that would.
They've done this in other shows. This isn't.
They have. There's just no way that they can. There's no way they can do it and have it affect our timeline unless there's like at a certain point they have him show up, like. In later films to do something that you don't know about. Like, I mean, if they went back to do something else, it would just be like to fill plot holes.
Right. So let me say this. Like, for example, in the Ant-Man situation where he got stuck in the quantum realm and I think it was a mouse is the one that turned the thing on or whatever.
Yeah, that could be Loki.
What if they show Loki putting the mouse in the van and then the mouse?
Right. That's what I mean. Like to fix plot holes, stuff like that. They'll be like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. But it doesn't make sense to why he would do it in our timeline because he's not our.
Unless they're trying to correct the timeline.
Correct certain things.
Because I think he's
maybe.
I think he's correcting multiversal problems. So I think he's going to be jumping through different timelines.
He is jumping through different timelines. That's true.
Or maybe there's a timeline where Thanos just straight up wins and that's it. And maybe he has to keep that timeline has to progress in order not to mess up the multiverse or whatever. And he has to like maybe thwart. Actually, maybe actually go against the Avengers so that Thanos actually wins. I don't know. Just
it is possible.
Yeah, that's why I love these what ifs.
I just don't see him ever jumping to our timeline. But again, that's
he could be saving Avengers.
Another Avengers. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Cody says season 2 is confirmed, so it more likely happen with this version of the character of 6 episodes each. So meaning like a redemption arc for him. I mean, that's possible. Let's see. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4, season 5 is when they left the MC. Yeah. I mean, that's what the theory is.
When they left Earth.
Yeah. That's what the theory is. I don't think they've ever confirmed that, but I do believe that's the most.
But yeah, that's when I say it. That's when I say they left the timeline. Yeah, personally.
All right. Let's go down here. Won't happen. The alternate Loki replaced the real Loki on Svartalfheim.
Yeah, that place.
Svartalfheim.
Yeah. Thor is among the characters we most want in the Loki series, but it'll be a cop-out if it turns out to be through archive footage, which, by the way, they say it's a cop-out, but most likely that is how they will incorporate Loki, is with like clever editing and footage that they didn't use in the movies, maybe scenes they didn't use in the movies. Because here's the thing, guys, they probably have so much B-roll from these films, they could easily do something with some of that old footage and make it work in this. But anyway,
but the Marvel CG is just like magic, man.
Yeah, so they say it's a cop out.
They don't even need the actors there.
I can guarantee that no one will notice that. They say it's a cop out, but I can guarantee that no one will notice that. Sperry believes the entire show is about him closing the time loop. To this end, when Loki's scene here will eventually be placed in Svartalfheim during Thor: The Dark World to Die. No, because there's a season 2, right? So that's why I say it won't happen. The movie's shown that Loki faked his death, but the theory claims the Loki series version was placed there instead and genuinely died. The reason why this is such a bad scenario is the fans would hate it if Loki is brought back just to be killed off again, along with the fact that Loki season 2 is already commissioned. So before we move on to the next one, I will say that even if Loki is getting a season 2, if they're going to make the Loki from this series a more anti-hero Loki, like just not really a villain at all, would you like to see him come back into the MCU as a character like in the movies?
Nope. I don't want Loki back in our MCU. I love the actor, love the character, and glad that he's getting a story, but I like it more to where they could do whatever they want with him. And at this point, him coming back doesn't fit anything. All the characters are moved on. I don't want him back.
If they do, they have to make it work somehow, which I don't think they can. So yeah, I agree with Cyber on this one. Yeah.
All right.
That story's done.
If they do, you better make
I mean, think about it. How many times can he come back and die before no one is interested anymore?
What if we get into
I understand that, but in the movie, you're just going to be like, oh, he's Kenny from South Park now. He comes back in every movie and dies.
Yeah, I get you.
Would you say what if they introduce a new version of Loki, like the female Loki or the kid Loki, and want to bring him into the universe?
I don't want any version.
Then it's a whole new character.
Yeah, I don't want any version of Loki back.
So you don't want one at all. Omega, did you say if it's a whole new character, you'd be okay with it?
No, I was saying that would just be a whole new character to bring back, say, female Loki or kid Loki or something like that. Then I don't know.
Canon in this is a very weird thing to ask.
It is, but it's not our timeline.
It is, but it's not. He is canon.
Alternate timelines, alternate dimensions.
He's part of the multiverse.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
There could be a moment where, let's say, for instance, there's a big bad and they need a trickster to fight them, that they could pull that version from another multiverse with Doctor Strange.
They'll probably do something like that, yeah.
But in terms of him coming back and being like just staying there, there's no point.
Now, keep in mind the time variance authority isn't just different time. So in the MCU, what I have gathered from their time travel is their multiverse is alternate timelines. So
yes.
There is no separation of a multiverse and a different timeline. Like literally,
that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying, is that their alternate realities are just alternate timelines. So it's not a different universe with a different set of time. It's basically just like all spreading. Because Omega, you've done a lot of theories. I mean, you've read a lot of information on how the multiverse theory. I think there's 3 major ones or something.
Yeah.
But I think in the MCU, like in DC, there's the multiverse, and then there's different timelines.
Yeah, timelines within that multiverse. Yeah,
right. So there's like Earth 1 and Earth 2, and both of those Earths can have
multiple
different
timelines. Yeah.
Whereas in the MCU, I think each
timeline is an alternate. Yeah.
Do you think that's easier or worse? Like, do you think that's a better concept?
It depends on the writers and how good they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of depends on who you're talking to, right?
Yeah,
and how they perceive it.
Either way, it can be messed up. I mean, it's probably you can't mess up, just the multi. Oh shoot! How can I put this? With the different timelines being different realities, that's a little harder to mess up because there's not that much. So you have the alternate timeline, alternate reality, alternate timeline, alternate, but then on so on and so forth. That's a little harder to mess up. But if you have, say, Earth 1, Earth 2, 3, 4, and all down the line, each one of those Earths have different timelines within those. That gets confusing, and it's kind of like this. The one rule in fiction: don't break your own rules. And it's when you have that many variables, it's very easy to break your own rules and just throw everything.
Which is why Cyber's saying he's hoping they get rid of the time travel stuff because
it's so easy to break your own rules.
It's not only is it easy to break your own rules, but it's also easy to just literally write a character off and then bring them right back.
There's a reason why Doctor Who doesn't take itself seriously.
Which is why I hate the second Star Wars sequel. Hyperspace doesn't work like that. It was a cool effect. It was a cool shot. Hyperspace doesn't work like that. Stop it. Kathleen Kennedy, stop it. Just go away. I don't like the sequel Star Wars.
Omega with the Star Wars PSA. Right?
AMA, baby. We talk about whatever today.
All right. Number 7 theory: Loki will face alternate versions of himself. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this one. This one says, according to this theory, the hooded figure in the ultimate twist will be revealed as an alternate version of Loki. Moreover, the fan considers a possibility of multiple Loki showing up, which we already know that's going to happen. This does sound like a great angle, as Loki encountering different sides of himself would be a sight to see. The reason why we don't have to spend a lot of time on this is we've confirmed that there's going to be different versions of Loki, and it wouldn't be too surprising if somebody in this world that was doing evil stuff is another version of himself. Absolutely. I mean, totally makes sense. So. Number 6, this one they say won't happen. Loki is looking for the Infinity Stones to cause havoc. Well, here's the thing. When would he have the time to do that based on what's going on in the series? I mean,
they pretty much have him on lockdown. He ain't doing anything they don't want him to do. Unless he breaks off and does his own thing.
I actually think there will be times where Loki will break off and do his own thing, but I think it's going to be more of those
he's not going to go get.
He's a loose cannon.
He's not going to go after the Infinity Stones or anything. He's just going to say, he's going to be something like, don't blow this thing up, and he blows it up on it anyway.
And then it ends up working out. And then it ends up working out because that's what happens with these kinds of shows. It's like John says, I hope they don't break their rules with Legends of Tomorrow is basically a show that doesn't care anymore. So,
wow, really?
Oh no, Legends is bad. Legends is bad.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I hear it
has so much potential, and they just Yeah,
that's
Unfortunate.
unfortunate.
So this is the theory. We just
kind
of discussed this. Someone in the chat was talking about it, about the fourth Thor movie, and it says Loki will return to the main timeline. While this theory doesn't elaborate on how Loki will do it, it does claim that this alternate Loki will be able to return to the main timeline. It uses Captain America as an example, as he had existed in the branch timeline for decades before jumping back into the main, which, by the way, we still don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Along the same lines, Loki will exist in multiple timelines in the TV series before figuring out a way to jump into the main one, where the Prime Loki was killed by Thanos. This way, the MCU can regain Loki once again while keeping his earlier demise intact and allowing him to continue appearing in the series. We talked a little bit about this, but I just thought about something. What if they use this series to explain Captain America? Like how he gets from one timeline to another. Maybe Loki fixes that. Maybe that's a problem and he corrects it. You know what I mean? Because
there's no fixing that.
You don't think so?
Maybe the Eternals finally get up off their asses and do something.
Look, I'm not going on a rant about Endgame. We're not doing that. But that whole thing, right? Like when they had the stones, they had to break the stones out of the things that they were, right? How did he put them back?
Here we go.
It doesn't matter. Move on. It doesn't matter. So in this case, him coming back to the main timeline, I just don't understand. It was almost like with Gamora now being back in the main timeline. Like it kind of is just like,
yeah, she's a time variant,
right? I'm like,
she is a time variant, absolutely.
We might see Gamora.
Yeah, we could. The other thing I was thinking about was, if you think about it, the whole reason that this Loki has the Space Stone is because they screwed up when they went back in time and they had to go back another way or whatever. But the point being is that that Loki would not have this if they hadn't screwed up. So is he going to have to fix that?
Yeah,
because
probably.
I feel like
but here's the thing: when it comes to time travel, that means they always went back. That means they always went back to that time, and they always screwed up.
Yeah.
So this always happened.
Right, but see, this is the problem with watching time travel, right? So
like I say, it's easy to break your own rules.
But here's what I had to like. So time travel is the concept of it in this world where they exist outside of time means that we would not be watching it in a linear fashion. But that's the only way we can perceive time as humans. So we tell time travel stories. That's the only way we can tell them because we're not Dr. Manhattan. We can't see all of it from one end to the other. We have to watch it. We can't perceive it as they would until we've already watched it. Once we've watched it, then we see it the same way they do. So it's just the way storytelling is, which is why time travel is so frustrating because the only way we can tell the stories with it kind of screw with the whole process of time travel in itself. So the idea that something always happened and it happens that way because it will happen, there's been very few movies that have actually done that and shows that have actually done that. Most of the time, they act like they're changing the future, but you're not because that would have always happened. You know what I mean? That's like Omega, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like when somebody, like when they're fighting and they go, there's no way you can change the future. They're like, I'm going to do it anyway. And then they do it and they're like, yay, we did it. And I'm like, but it always happened that way. Like you didn't actually do anything. Or it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
you didn't change the future.
Yeah, one one time travel story that I thought was fairly interesting was actually Final Fantasy 13-2, the good 13. The rest of the 13s were trash. Don't play them. But 13-2 is like you go against the final boss, you beat him because basically it's the whole thing. You're trying to save this one of the characters trying to save like his girlfriend or whatever. I don't know. You beat the final boss and then she dies anyway, and then it's actually a very bad ending even when you win. Because like you changed the future, which means the past also has to change to accommodate this future. So by killing me, you messed everything up, and I still win. I thought that was really interesting how they did that. Don't play the rest of the 13 games; they're trash. Yeah, because in 13.3 they took everything cool they did the 13.2 and tossed it out the window.
Naruto with the $2 super chat. Eternals remind me of the Ancients on Stargate. I can see that where they don't get involved with the other humans or whatever. Yeah, I mean I can see that.
Yeah, and when you go to Asgard, speaking of Stargate SG-1, when they went to Asgard, were you expecting like the big, huge headed aliens with the big old eyes that look like the Greys? I was kind of expecting that because that's just me. Okay, I'll leave.
You were expecting that? That was probably one of the biggest reveals in the whole series. So
no, because they don't. I mean, because the Stargate, those were the Asgardians, and then when you talk about the the mythological Asgardians, and then the Asgardians in Marvel, they're like pretty people or whatever, and not those weird aliens. And I just thought I was like, it'd be funny if they were the Asgardians from Stargate. That was just me though.
Okay. Okay, so Loki returning. There is a I think has it been confirmed that he's going to be in Thor 4? I know he is making a cameo.
I don't know. I think they said he's in it, but I don't know that he's in it.
Being in it and returning are two different things. Returning would be like coming back and staying. Being in it just means he makes an appearance.
Yeah, he's there, says hi, and leaves.
Yeah. All right. 4 won't happen. Loki will manipulate the past to become king of Asgard. Like this one is the worst one, I think, out of all of them. Like next
it'd be cool, but I don't think that's happening.
So the whole point of the series is for him to correct the mistakes that he created. There's no way that TVA would allow him to do something like this and then stay there.
Oh, he does it, and then like say one of the other cosmic beings like, no, stop this, and just snaps it back like Q or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or it's probably like a dream sequence or something.
Yeah, this one is like really bad. All right. Yeah. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch will team up with Loki. Now they're saying this is one of the best ones. There've already been many things referenced in WandaVision about Doctor Strange sequel. This theory suggests that Loki will be added to the mix. There's a good chance this is coming true. So it's been confirmed that Loki does have tie-ins to the Doctor Strange sequel. The theory goes further by posing that the villain Nightmare will be okay. Never mind. It mentions Nightmare. Like, so here's the thing: when Loki showed up in Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum or whatever, he made fun of his magic abilities. Like he thought it was hilarious that Loki thought he was actually doing magic. So Loki he creates illusions. That's his powers. Like that's what his main source of magic is. I don't know if there's anything else he does. Like, have you guys seen it? Because I think he just creates illusions, right? He's a trickster. He's not actually harnessing elemental magic, correct?
In the MCU, no.
Yeah,
right.
And I'm gonna say in the comics, I have no idea.
No, I'm not talking about the comics. I'm talking specifically about
especially in the MCU, I think so.
It seems to be just illusions.
Okay. Yeah. So he's a very low level magic user compared to like someone like Doctor Strange or
but I mean he's still Asgardian, which means he's still pretty beast.
But he's not Asgardian.
He's an ice creature, whatever.
He's not actually Asgardian.
Frost giant, frost giant. That's it. Yeah. Why do I want to call him Ice Giant? Ice Giant.
Yeah. I need to play freaking God of War 4 more. Anyway.
So anyway, he's got magical abilities, but they're pretty much illusions. Well, I was thinking of Ice Giant instead of Frost Giant. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. I need to go back and watch that movie again. But anyway, so I think he's just an illusion. He just creates illusions. So I pretty much feel like he's a low-level magic user. So I don't know. I don't see this being a thing. I know they say it's the best theory, but I don't really see any reason why Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch would show up in this before they show up in Doctor Strange 2. Just my opinion.
Yeah, so, I don't see it either.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's go on to the next one. Won't happen. Loki's main mission is to kill. Okay, are you like? It's getting progressively worse. Like we started out with some possibilities. Now we're getting down to like the stuff that's like the absolute worst. I know they say it won't happen, but who would even think this is a thing? Loki's main mission is to kill
they needed a number 2.
Why?
We need something. And
well, it says
Jimmy's like, I got an idea. He's going to kill Captain. That's not going to happen.
This looks how answer to Captain America travel without any consequences. It gives the character too much importance for Loki to be the titular character. According to this, the Time Variance Authority will force Loki to jump through time to find and kill Captain America.
Maybe stop him or like try to steer him in the right direction. Maybe, but kill him. Come on.
But when does he kill him? We see that Captain America is still alive.
Yeah, he's still there. I don't know. Maybe Captain America gives him $1 or something and says it goes away.
Like, that's the one you want to go kill? Like, nah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Captain America say, "Hey, here's $50. Go away." All right, cool.
Well, here's the thing:
is it about as plausible as this?
Yeah, everyone in the Avengers jumped through time, so it's not just Captain America. They all did it.
Right.
So, all right. Best Loki will witness alternate timelines and learn to change. Actually, this one is probably
this is the only one on their list. They probably read from somewhere else, and that's our number 1. We need 9 others.
Oh yeah, this seems plausible. Just use this one.
Yeah, I don't even have to read this part down here. Basically, this will be like Loki jumps through time, sees a lot of things, and figures that it's so. This Loki,
he's like, wow, I'm an asshole. I need to stop.
Right, but this Loki will literally get the sort of treatment that the Loki we knew got, the one from our timeline, but just in a different way, so that he does eventually reach like a different.
Yeah, maybe no matter what the timeline is, maybe it's a universal constant that this person goes through. No matter what, he goes through stuff and then becomes a better person. I don't know.
Yeah,
timeline stuff is weird.
So, but this would also create the situation where this Loki doesn't really have a relationship with any of the Avengers. You know what I mean?
No.
Like the ones that are left.
No.
Yeah, he didn't even know them.
Yeah.
Right. So he also doesn't know everything that his brother's been through. He would have never experienced the snap. You know what I mean? He would have completely bypassed the snap altogether.
Just Loki comes in thinking he was going to take over Earth, but it's like, whoa, shoot! Then something else happens, and he gets shoved into this stuff, and he still has that mentality of I came here to conquer stuff.
Right?
He didn't go through all the other stuff, and saying shoot, never mind. I got completely lost.
But this does bring up some good ideas, though. If we're going to get alternate versions of Loki in this, we could also get alternate versions of other characters. They could just cast other people. So we could have a Thor that's not even Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we get Lady Thor right off the bat one episode.
We could get Beta Ray Bill. Why not?
Yeah, maybe we get Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, so I think that's plausible in this.
So either way, it looks like Loki is going to be quite bonkers. And I'm pretty excited for what we're going to do. It starts this Wednesday, so basically there's no reason people have not watched it by the time we do the Weekly Geekly, because it comes out on a Wednesday. You got 4 days to watch it before we do the live stream, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be watching it. None whatsoever. Oh, you think about this though, we're going to have weeks where we're going to be talking about Loki and a movie, because there's going to be movies that are going to come out this summer that we're going to be reviewing. So that's kind of crazy, actually, now that I think about it. It's quite a lot to do for the Weekly Geekly. We have a $5 super chat from Gamerman. So I heard that Spider-Man No Way Home, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man will ask Doctor Strange to bring back Wednesday. Really? Is this a real question, Gamerman?
What? Oh, so I heard that Spider-Man No Way Home, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man will ask Doctor Strange to bring back Gwen Stacy.
I don't know, dude.
So, and do you think it's true? Like, I just don't.
Even I don't. That's what's so weird about this whole them showing up in this movie. So are we assuming that their stories are done when they show up, or have they not happened yet? Because if they're done, how much is it right after? Have they been Spider-Man for years? It's tough to think, because just because someone can do magic doesn't mean they can bring her back. I think he might actually ask if they're in the film together. I don't see why he wouldn't ask.
Doctor Strange would not resurrect someone he wouldn't resurrect someone for a person that he doesn't know, because he wouldn't even do that for the people that he knows.
Well, but I don't think he can, right? He can't resurrect.
No, well, there's probably spells to bring someone back out of time, but I don't know why he would do it, though.
I think he would just be like, I can't do that. But I can understand why Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man would ask this. Because, of course, he would want her back.
I think it would be detrimental to his character to bring her back. I think for character growth, he needs to understand loss.
I never saw the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Oh, I love his Spider-Man.
Yeah, I just haven't seen it.
The second movie just wasn't great. The first one was really good, though, I thought. Naruto with the $5 super chat. I know this is old news, but did you hear the commercials on WandaVision was supposed to be Doctor Strange trying to communicate why remove it? Because I didn't think they could get him to come be on the show because of COVID. They had to redo the ending of it or whatever.
Okay.
So I think that's why they changed it out.
It just didn't make any sense for the story. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Because they were saying that was his way of trying to get through to her inside the bubble or whatever. But I think they took it out just because they couldn't get him there to film.
Yeah.
So, because could you imagine on the show if they would have been like, that was Doctor Strange doing that, and then he doesn't ever show up on the show? Like, it just, I don't know. Lord Genome 76 with a $5 super chat. Haven't super chatted in a while. Hey, my body is ready for Loki. I need ideas for summer vacation for right after my performance review. Well, I mean, around here for us, vacation wise, is pretty much go to the beach, go to the mountains, go to the beach, go to the mountains, or go to a lake, because there's a lake around here also that has a lot of big stuff. So, but this year taking vacations is going to be difficult, because can you imagine how many people are all going to try and leave and go places this year? It's going to be crazy. If you're a resort city, stay away from everything this year, because it's going to be pretty bad.
I was a hermit before this. I was a hermit before this mess. I'm a hermit after.
Completely unrelated to this, because as Cyber was saying, AMA, my club has been busy every night for the last 2 weeks. like literally packed on the inside. And we have a really good vaccination rate in Virginia. I don't know if you guys have kept up with it or not, but it's really, really good. So I'm assuming the majority of those people are being honest about having their vaccination because it's like over 50%, I believe.
I haven't yet because I don't go anywhere. It's just, it was just never a deal for me.
I mean, if you want to be that guy to take a chance, like I'm not going to wear a mask.
I don't go anywhere besides the grocery store.
I'm not saying you specifically.
Like someone else just, yeah.
But anyway, so we've been really, really busy. So I know just from that perspective, it's so early in the year and for the summer. We're already busy now. It's going to be crazy this year. So if you're going to take a vacation, you want to get away from people, pick like completely crazy things to do.
I mean, I would say, depends on where you live and how far you're trying to go and what type of money you're trying to spend. I would stay away from amusement parks and stuff like that. But going like to a campground for a week or to a beach that's not necessarily busy, you could make some good vacations out of that. But in terms of like going places, like I wouldn't go to like a big city if you don't live in one already.
Would you be going to a water park this year?
No, I would not go to a water park this year.
I wanted to go to Dragon Con, but for one, I don't know if I can go there. I can afford it by myself, and two, would it really be popping off like it?
They haven't even announced people that are going to be there yet.
So. I know this is crazy, but my first issue with lag started just now, and it's right after 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
right after 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's your
something is going on at 6 o'clock that is causing my streams to lag.
Everyone's downloading porn.
It's random, totally random.
Possibly.
AMA.
What do you think I'm doing right now? No, I'm not.
Look, this is funny that you say this, Introvert Unicorn, because we're seeing a lot of news in my area about the fact that they've been seeing UFOs like every day last year.
I know this is off topic, but
it's not off topic. It's AMA.
Like no shit, no lie. When I was like,
did he just cuss?
The place I used to work was like is basically right outside my window. I could see it. So while I was walking to work, I legit saw two lights above. Like it looked like it was like over the river or something. It was at first I thought it was just two helicopters. I was like, oh, there's a lot of. I mean, we're a military town, so there's all sorts of aircraft around here. But they were just standing there, not moving, and they just winked out one after another. If it's a helicopter, if it's like a helicopter, spotlight or whatever, you'll see the helicopter afterwards. I saw nothing, absolutely nothing. It was just two lights. They just winked out. Nothing. Like I said, this is a military area. There's a lot of aircraft in the area. It might have just been some other aircraft. I don't know.
I'm being
100. No, I'm being legit.
I'm not kidding. I've seen UFOs too. I was sitting there. We were going over an overpass, and there was a UFO. It was unidentified. Right? It was flying this way, broad daylight. Right?
Yeah. And this was like 7 a.m. when I saw this.
It was coming this way, and then it shot up. No turn, no nothing. Just shot up, and it went out of view. And I was like, I wasn't the only one that saw it. I'm like, y'all saw that, right? And then don't know what it was.
But they're saying now that they don't know if it's actually UFOs, but they know that it's something. They just don't know what it is. So
unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. Screw the UFOs. They aliens. They're out there.
It's multiversal aliens.
They're out there.
Oh my gosh.
They're out there.
This is not. I know it's not off topic, but it is kind of random. I've never even seen an episode of iCarly.
There's another iCarly?
Yes. So
I used to watch iCarly legit.
It's coming back. One of the actresses is not coming back. They have a whole new story. She's grown up. She's starting the iCarly show back up. What
about Ariana Grande? She's not coming back because she has like a.
She wasn't in iCarly.
What the heck was she in? Because I don't know. I thought she was in iCarly.
I have kids. I've seen iCarly. Let's move on.
I used to watch it.
All right.
I could have sworn she was in it. Oh,
this is the 1 minute warning. We're coming up on the hour here. But anyway, so this week, guys, this is the plan. Loki comes out on Wednesday. We are going to watch it, and then on our Weekly Geekly, we will review it. So if you want to join us next Sunday, we'll be reviewing Loki, but we'll also be covering other Marvel topics. You guys know the second half of the stream is set aside for the review. In the first half, it maybe we'll get a Spider-Man trailer to talk about or something like that. But I am pretty excited. I'm ready to see what the Spider-Man trailer is going to give us because I feel like they've been so secretive that the trailer is going to reveal something that's going to make everybody go crazy. So there we go. So no Loki on the after party on Wednesday. Well, it won't even air by the time the after party comes on, right? Or will it? Yeah, it might be out on Wednesday during the day because it is midnight on. Yeah. So it would be. Yeah, it would have been out, but I won't have time to watch it before the after party. So no Loki on the after party. You can come in and ask questions, but I'm pretty sure nobody will have seen it by then. So
I need to watch the new episode of Bad Batch. I forgot about that.
We've never done Bad Batch reviews. So
no.
Whatever happened to them.
No, not that.
But, okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm not reviewing Bad Batch because it's probably almost done for the season. I mean, I feel like it's probably 5.
What is it, like 8-10 episodes or something?
Yeah, so I don't want to jump in the middle. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me to do it. So we might talk about it, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, make the weekly geekly 2 hours. No, not when we only have a small topic like this. If we have more, we'll talk about more. The weekly geekly doesn't really have a time limit. It's just it's an hour unless there's more to talk about, and there's really not a lot to talk about. So anyway, Syberninja, what's going on with you? Give them an update.
Just more, like I said, we're still getting back into the swing of things with streaming. Right now, a new season of Fortnite. So look, check this out, right? New season of Fortnite pops off next week. I believe I
saw the previews for it. I don't know what it is about, but I saw it.
It's about aliens. It's aliens, right? So people were playing on the battlefield and they were getting sucked up by aliens, and now the new season is going to be about aliens. So if that's something you guys are interested in, seeing UFOs, if you don't see them in person, you can come over to my stream and watch them on Fortnite. Right?
Wait,
why not?
Is that also the FBI?
What?
I think the FBI is knocking.
Are they?
No. No, go ahead.
So anyway, I streamed that. Phasmophobia has 2 new ghosts coming out that should be out next
that's
weekend as well.
Gonna be interesting.
So if you guys want to see some gameplay, you can come check us out over there at twitch.tv/Syberninja as always, and you can check me out on Syberninja over here on literally everything else from TikTok to YouTube to Twitter, Facebook. It's all there, guys.
All right, Omega. Anything new with you?
Nothing much. I have been streaming a lot more. I've been streaming the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm on Mass Effect 2 now, about halfway through that. I've also I might stream a bit more of Solasta, Crown of the Magister. It's basically a D&D 5e-ish. It's not 5e official, it's SRD, but it's a pretty fun game. It's basically D&D 5e on a tactical grid, and the computer cheats when they roll 3 nat 20s in a row, and I fail everything. The game cheats, but anyway, this game's pretty fun. I might stream that more. And what else was I doing? No, that's pretty much it.
I'll look it up after this. I don't want to play it.
And my DeviantArt, I just posted up a new picture, so I'll go watch that.
Okay.
We'll go look at it.
Look at the trailer for Pal World. Okay, we will, but I'm not going to play it on here. But so the irony of somebody who's on a stream talking about comic book characters saying that a video game is for kids.
No, Fortnite is not for kids.
I'm not even going to touch that one.
No, Fortnite is a game that's like Call of Duty. It's not geared towards kids. It's just a lot of kids play it.
Bad Batch is 16 episodes.
Yeah, 16
There
episodes.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, I feel like I'm jumping in the middle. So there we go. We'll talk about it when the whole season.
I think
is done.
you're going to watch the whole season. Okay.
Yeah, we'll watch the whole season. We'll do a whole stream for it. That way.
Yeah, because I'm watching them each day. I just missed this week's episode.
Yeah,
it's okay.
All right. So quick things about my channel. Starting on Friday, sometime in the middle of the day, my time. I don't really know what time yet, so I guess it's not too big of an announcement. I will be streaming on Twitch, where we're going to be talking about clickbait and misleading content and rumors that are just BS,
controversy,
and all of that. Videos, reviewers, content creators on YouTube that are making fun videos or whatever. Basically, it's going to be like a talk show thing with me on Twitch only on Fridays. And the reason why I'm doing that is because YouTube censors a lot of stuff, and Twitch.
Any YouTube drama?
I mean, I could get into it if I wanted, but the thing is that Twitch rules still apply. Like if I'm streaming on Twitch, I can't attack other people because that's a rule on Twitch. So anyway, but they're a lot more lenient on other stuff than YouTube is. So
actually, if you're on Twitch, hot tub stream when?
Yeah, well, I do have a hot tub.
Yeah,
I do have a hot tub. So
there's a section for it.
But anyway, we're going to be having a lot of fun. It's going to be a not taken so seriously stream on Twitch where it's literally just for fun. And we're going to talk about stupid stuff. We may talk about aliens. We may talk about multiverse stuff. We may, and I might have a guest. I might invite Omega or whoever's available, Cyber Omega, Pagey.
Oh, this is all green. So this is all green. So it's going to.
Right. It's just the government trying to prevent us from seeing it. That's what.
This is like about Emerald tablets and and Egyptian mythologies and stuff.
That's going to be on Fridays, but here's the thing: it's not going to be saved anywhere except the only place that I can put it where I know I'm not going to get in any trouble is it's going to be behind the Team Eric member thing. So if you don't watch it live on Twitch, because I don't think it's going to save my VOD since I'm not a Twitch
affiliate yet. It doesn't save
for like 30 days.
It only saves.
Yeah, for 30 days, and then it goes away.
Okay. So if you want to see it and you're not going to watch it within that time, you'll have to join the Team Eric membership, the first tier, because there's 2 tiers. If you join the first tier, they will be uploaded to YouTube in that system the day after it airs on Twitch. So if you can't make it for the live stream, you'll be able to watch it that way because YouTube, it's just the reason why I'm doing it on Twitch is because YouTube is weird. So the uploads will have to go behind my Team Eric thing because they're not going to be, there'll be no way for me to use them for ad revenue. They'll probably get restricted. Anyway, yes, it's going to start this coming Friday. So June the 11th.
That's right. I forget. That's another thing
June
I forgot. Being that I might get Guilty Gear Strive also, but PSO2 New Genesis is coming out on the 8th, and I will be streaming that all day.
Okay.
There you go.
As far as Discord goes, I know I've talked about this before. I am really bad about the reason why you find me on Twitch mostly is because I like to stick with one social media thing. And I think that's Twitter, social media thing. I do use Instagram sparingly, but Instagram for me is more of like a scroll through and look at people's pictures thing.
Yeah, I probably should start up an Instagram for my work.
And I am creative on TikTok. Like I like to get on TikTok and do funny stuff, but I'm not very consistent on there. Twitter is the one place where I'm always consistent. So Discord for me is where I go for video game stuff. Literally every Discord that I'm a part of is a video game related Discord. So that's what I use it for. I don't really know what I would use it for the content that I make. So maybe what I'll do is I will do a members only stream soon. And all of you guys who are Team Eric members can come in and we can kind of chit chat about what you would like out of a Discord. Because if we can figure out what you guys want, it would make it easy for me to set it up and get it to a place where we could actually have some sort of community within that. So I'll think about it. We'll figure it out. Darth Oculus is a new member. Thank you so much for joining the team. Right now, there's a couple of vlogs on there. There is a few videos that were never released, like exclusive movie reviews. There's the Lucifer reviews, and there's a couple of reaction videos for The Flash on there. And there's a couple of AMAs. So feel free to jump through there. You might have to go through the community tab. Because YouTube doesn't have a really good system for that.
Where's our after party song at? I want a weekly geekly song. Where's it at?
Well, we have the song that plays at the beginning.
No. We have.
You played it for everything.
It's not. I want.
This is the only thing I play that for.
I want.
There's you come in midstream.
DJ Syberninja and then cut off Omega's name. I need that in my life.
Here's what we have. We have this one.
Yeah,
which is ours.
We
have this one. Welcome to the.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Then we have this one. Those are the 3 intros that I have.
Don't ever show that second one ever again.
What are you talking about? That's the after party song.
Jesus.
Welcome to the after party.
I've never saw that.
To the weekly geekly. Welcome to the weekly.
I never saw that one. I always come in midstream.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we will see you next week for our first review of the first episode of Loki. Why am I saying Lucifer? Oh, no. Lucifer Reviews. Thomas is right there saying it. Yes, Loki. Next week, next Sunday, we'll be reviewing the first episode of Loki. Spoilers will be in effect because you got 4 days to watch it. So there we go. Get Omega to sing it?
No.
I don't know about that one.
I would need a lot more alcohol to get me to start singing.
I would say a lot more alcohol to get you to start drinking. Woo! That's woo, boy.
I mean, it's a snowball effect. Sure. It starts out with one, it goes.
I will also, one more thing. I will be starting OnlyFans too, but it'll be completely in the green suit. So It's completely in the green suit. So yeah.
Oh, you completely mute. Like it was like you muted your mic or something there. We didn't hear part of that. I'm messing with you. I'm hitting the mute button. I was waiting for you to catch on. I was waiting for you to catch on to that, but you didn't. Okay.
I know what you were
anyway,
doing.
we're out of here. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.